Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. Hope you're having a great day. It's been absolutely gorgeous today, hasn't it? It's about 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time here, 6:35 Central Time, and it is April 10th, 2014. It's a Thursday. Clear skies around here in the area. That won't stay long. You can see the clouds starting to fill in here. A little bit of rain potentially moving in the area too. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Today's video update is sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Remember, they have that traveling hail team as well. Folks, they're PDR Nation certified. So when you call Chad and you go to Metal Magic, you can understand and know that they are top quality. They've went above and beyond the call of duty. They've went that extra mile to make sure that you're getting quality work done. Tell them Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right. A little bit of light rain starting to form, really actually behind a cold front more than anything. Not much popping up here. You can see this yellow box that pops up here every once in a while as I put the radar loop into motion. We just stop it here. What this actually is a mesoscale discussion. This is something the Storm Prediction Center issues, and they issue these things whenever they're watching potential for severe weather development. And what they're saying here is essentially the severe potential is very minimal. Watch is unlikely out here. They gave a probability of a watch issuance at 5%. The mesoscale discussion is gone. They're not going to issue a watch for out here. Basically, what they were doing, they were watching this area to see if anything did develop. And if I just put it out here, you can see nothing has developed out there. In fact, I'm going to be very skeptical to see what we will see on as far as storm chances go tonight. Let me take you into our HER model, which is our high resolution rapid refresh. It's the most high resolution model that we have, and it's a little aggressive. Well, you'll see this. You'll see it's a little bit more aggressive with the storm chances. As we go into the night, it seems to want to sort of blow up this rain area out to the east portions of Indiana, and then move it out. And notice it starts to fire up some lines here, maybe around midnight tonight, and then move that on in and very quickly moves that out. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but I'm very skeptical and curious to whether we will even see anything fire out here, because as of right now, we're just not seeing the development out here that some of the models were saying earlier that we could see. And of course, I'm not going to complain because we've had a lot of rain recently. We really don't need it. You can also take a look at the 4 kilometer NAM, our high resolution NAM. It's a little bit lower resolution than what the HER model is. Still does a fairly good job. You can see it starts to bring just a very thin line. It doesn't blow up the storm complex nearly as much as the HER model does. And then as you move out of this, you notice that the rain is pretty much gone by early tomorrow morning. During the afternoon hours, it wants to bring in just some very small chances for some light showers and thunderstorm activity for us, but nothing aggressive by any means. It's looking more and more like this will be pretty much that dry front that I have been talking about for a few days. I've actually lowered my chances, I believe, to 40% chance, down from 60 where I had it yesterday. So not a washout by any means. Some of us may not get any rain out of this, which of course we don't need the rain. Then on Saturday, it looks like we might have the potential for a few pop-up showers here in the area by the time we move early into the morning hours. But then as we go into the evening hours, those chances are gone. We got the next rainmaker, pretty heavy rainmaker potentially, starting to move into the area on Sunday. And really by the time Sunday evening comes, I think Sunday will stay dry for the most part. We can take a look at that. Here's the low pressure system. We're taking a look at the GFS model. The low pressure system here is what's going to be along a cold front as that cold front drags through our area. One, we're going to have a big time temperature cool down, but two, we have the chance of rain along with that. Remember, that low pressure system had been tracking more in this fashion than some of the previous model runs. All the models are pretty much taking it over Illinois. If I put this in motion here for you, you can see that it drags it right up through central Indiana with the GFS and then drags the front through us. Ends up giving us some pretty heavy precipitation. The GFS is the heaviest of all the models now. It's not an aggressive 3 or 4 inches of precipitation like some of the models were calling for earlier. That's a good thing, but still a little bit of precipitation with it. We'll look at that in a minute. Here's what the Euro thinks, and you can see the very similar idea. The low pressure tracks right through central Indiana and then moves on. Not a whole lot of precipitation with it. You get the lighter shades of green, which is not a whole lot compared to these blues and other things that you get with this. So not too aggressive with that. And then we can take a look at the Canadian as well. Again, just a very similar idea. The Canadian is a little bit heavier on the precipitation side than what the than what some of the others are. So let's take a look. How much can we expect? Well, the GFS has anywhere from about 1 to 2 inches. By the time you get into these brown shades up in here, these more of an orange, I should say, rather than brown, you're talking about a couple of inches of rain here, and then anywhere from a half inch to even close to an inch right around the Ohio River. So this is a good 1 to 2 inches area wide with the GFS. If you take a look at the Canadian model, you got some pockets of half inch here all the way to an inch, so maybe a half inch to an inch area wide. Euro model, not aggressive at all. Again, half inch to an inch around that. You don't get over an inch much of anywhere into the area. Heavy precipitation, the 2 to 3, even 4-inch pockets stay well up to our north with this model. That's a good thing because we certainly don't need it. You can see that even the GFS has that heavier precipitation up here, as does the Canadian, but the GFS and the Canadian do want to bring at least a little bit of that heavier pockets down here. We'll monitor that. Right now, it doesn't look like a 3 or 4 inch plus rain event like what some of the models were wanting to say the past couple of days. That's a good thing because we certainly don't need it. Our rivers, as we've looked at this graphic the past few days from the Advanced Hydrologic Prediction Service, you can see this is the gauging stations on our major rivers. The green is good, no flooding, but beyond that, you've got flooding issues, and you can see we've got some major flooding, moderate and even some major flooding going on here. Pretty much along the White River and even some on the Patoka River as well. I would be some moderate flooding here along the Muscatatuck as well. So you have flooding issues going on, at least on the bigger rivers, and 1 or 2 inches more rain is only going to worsen the problems with this. And unfortunately, even an inch or two could exacerbate the problems a little bit more. So we'll keep an eye on this. The good thing is we've got a little bit of a chance for it to go down some because I'm not expecting a ton of rain tonight. Again, it's just right now what we see here at 7:40 p.m. as I'm recording this is just a very small line of showers, and we'll see whether that blows up into anything more over tonight. But again, it's just not a very aggressive rain chance. Now, beyond this, I'm going to get back to the right thing. We do have more rain chances beyond once this exits on Monday and Tuesday. If I continue to put this into motion, we have some pretty days coming up, but then you've got this next storm system, pretty deep low pressure moving here out of the Kansas area and then moving in. As I push this in, watch how this rain literally blows up over us. This could be some other potentially heavy accumulating rain for us by next weekend as well. That's something we will have to watch, and then beyond that, again, more rain could potentially loom down here behind it. So we'll have to watch that and see whether any of those trends go further north with this, but plenty of rain chances really over the next 2 weeks. So it is the way it is. We are in April. It is typically a pretty rainy month. April showers bring May flowers, at least so they say, and if that's the case, May ought to be gorgeous with all the rain that we have had around here, right? We don't need any more rain, but it looks like a cool pattern with plenty of rain potentially on the way. All right. Let's go to southernindianaweather.com and quickly take a look at your Eubelor and Sons 7-day forecast. Going down to about 53 degrees tonight, increasing clouds with those scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm possible tonight, but again, it's only a 40% chance. It's not an aggressive chance at all. Tomorrow, again, cloudy showers and thunderstorms possible off and on during the day. It is not an aggressive chance, only a 40% chance. Do think that we will stay mostly cloudy most of the day, and then we'll have some off and on showers and thunderstorms moving through. Still a pretty warm high, not quite as warm as today. Saturday looks absolutely gorgeous. There is a slight chance early, maybe on Saturday morning, according to the high resolution NAM. Some of the other models say no for storms. I've got a 0% precipitation chance. Might up that to 10% just for giggles here, but it's not an aggressive chance of precipitation by any means. 72 for your high. Then on Sunday, a gorgeous day, 76. Believe the rain will hold off until Sunday night from the way things look right now, and then it's a 50% chance overnight. Best chance of rain comes in on Monday, as you can see, falling temperatures. And let me just take a look that with you real quick here as we take a look at the GFS model. Here's that cold front. You can see it very clearly on the model. Here's Monday at about 2 a.m. Watch quickly how this moves in. By 8 a.m., here you go. Now by 2 p.m. in the afternoon, notice how quickly. In fact, we've fallen from upper 50s to very low 60s here by the time you wake up on Monday morning, into the low 40s by the time just after lunch occurs, down even into the 30s by the time the nightfall comes, going down to an overnight low around 31. And it looks like it's going to be an extended period of cool. Not bitterly cold, thankfully, but on Wednesday, it only looks like we're going to recover to the low 50s for a high, and then down to the mid 30s again on Wednesday morning. On Thursday, here on Wednesday, If I get it right here. Here we go. Boy, I'm having trouble with my clicker today. Again, on Wednesday, low 50s again. That's well below normal. Our normal high is 66, so uh, well below normal. Mid 30s for low on Thursday morning as well. Finally starting to see some low 60s again by Thursday. It's about time that we start to see some of this. Not as cold on Friday morning when you wake up either, and beautiful weather back potentially for that next Friday whenever temperatures will start to push into the mid 60s again. So we've got a little bump in the road to go through, but it'll warm up after that. 58 degrees, probably around the time sunrise happens, somewhere around in there, close to 60 anyway. And then falling temperatures in through the 40s, into the low 40s by the time that you're heading to bed that night, and down to an overnight low near the freezing mark. Folks, that's going to be cold. The good news is I think the rain moves out of there before we end up with any of that having a chance to turn into snow showers. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because we certainly don't need any more of that darn stinking S word. It is a 4-letter word. I'm sick of it, as I know most of you all are as well. Let's hope it won't happen again. Right now, to me, it looks like just rain. And then a very cool day. We warm up to only 52 on Tuesday, up to 58 possible on Wednesday. And I don't have Thursday on here. It's outside of our outlook, but again, mid 60s look possible by next Thursday, potentially even into Friday. So we will see how that goes. It's going to be a below normal pattern coming up for us, at least for a few days. Up and down, up and down. That's the pattern we've been stuck in for the past several months. It's a pattern that looks to stay around for a good little while. So enjoy the nice warm temperatures that we've had today. We've still got warm on Friday and Saturday and Sunday before the bottom falls out, so to speak, on the nice weather. So enjoy it while you can. That is it for tonight's video, folks. We'll have another one of these tomorrow. For Southern Indiana weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night.